Week number 2, lesson number 4. Hello friends. In our last lecture, we discussed 7 ways to practice active listening. Let us repeat them. First is look at the person who is talking, look into his eyes. Second, appear deeply interested in his subject and talk. Be respectful. Third, lean toward the speaker so that he thinks that you are interested. Fourth, ask question. Fifth, do not interrupt. Very important point. If you interrupt in between, he will get discouraged. So please do not interrupt in the talks. Wait till he finishes. Next, whenever you talk, whenever you speak, take part in that dialogue, stick to the subject which is being spoken about. And last point, seventh wage is use speaker's words to get your point across. These are the 7 ways. If you try, if you practice, you will be able to master the art of active listening. Now friends, in this lecture, we are going to speak about active listening skills. We are going to make use of 2 words, qualities and skills. What's the difference between quality and a skill? Just think over what is quality and what is a skill. Qualities are basically we are born with. You can say, generally you can say it is hereditary. It may not be hereditary, but we are born with certain qualities. Whereas skills, it can be learned later. Qualities we are born with and skills can be acquired, and it can be acquired through learning and through certain training from professionals like we are. Basically now we are learning the skill, communication skills in particular and in general about the basics of palliative care. So this is a particular skill. Remember the difference. In simpler words, quality means who you are. आप कौन हैं? आपकी पहचान क्या है? Who you are? What are your qualities? Whereas in skills, you can ask, what can we do to look better, to be progressive, to learn more? What? When you make use of word what, it is a skill, and when you make use of a word who are you, that means you are being known by your qualities. So this is now about qualities and skills. Let us see what are the qualities of active listeners. First quality is desire to be other connected. If you are self-oriented, if you are selfish guy, you are not going to talk to anybody, and at all, even if you speak to somebody, it is with selfish interest, selfish motive. You are not interested the other person's talk. To be a good active listener, the first and foremost is you have a desire to be others oriented. You should be interested in somebody else. Yesterday in the first week we spoke about empathy, sympathy. In certain ways, those qualities need to be taken into consideration when you become other directed. And it is obvious when you become other directed. How do you become other directed? When you listen to others. And how do you listen to others? It is just through the skills of active listening, So the first most important point, that you should be others directed, you should be interested in others' talks, others' lives, others' stories. Second, you must have desire to imagine the experience of the other. You should be able to imagine. You may not go through it. Sympathy and empathy. I mean to say, when you understand the situation of that particular person, that means you can imagine well the condition of that person. That is being used anywhere. It is being, this particular art is being used at home, schools, work places, and of course, most importantly, between the relations between patients and health professionals. If a doctor doesn't have a desire to listen to the patient, he just cannot do anything about it. He cannot create a case history and he cannot diagnose properly. When a doctor imagines the experience of his patient, when he is particularly when a patient is talking about his pains, certain symptoms, he must imagine what sort of pain he is going through. Then only he can understand the condition of the patient. So, this is where you must have a desire to imagine the experience of the other. Correlated with that is no desire to protect yourself. I mean, so you don't have any desire. Why should you protect yourself? Somebody is talking to you, you just say who you are. These are your qualities. And when you desire to protect yourself, naturally you interrupt and you become a bad listener. Listen to him, listen to his story. And fourth point is desire to understand and not criticize. When you try and understand what he is talking about, immediately you become positive. You become a good listener in the mind of that speaker. He will like to speak to you more. In the first week, I spoke to you about nurse protocol, nurse for the continuous statement. If you apply this, all the four principles, desire to be other directed, desire to imagine the experience of the other, no desire to protect yourself, and desire to understand and not criticize, automatically you will extract more and more information from your patient. And same is true with all of us in our civilian circumstances. These four things, they were the desire. And where does the desire come from? It comes from your heart. It doesn't come from your mind. Desire comes from your heart. So, when you really want to create these desires, these qualities, then only you can do it. Superfluously, it just cannot be done. Now, other things which can be learnt, body language, your gestures, you should not be aggressive. By look, you should be passive, gentle. You must have a smiling face. Whenever I speak to doctors or nurses in my lectures, I always tell them whenever you enter a ward for morning inspection, evening inspection, at least keep your face smiling. Then only the patients will be able to tell them what happened yesterday. If you are in an angry mood, if you do not have any time, in fact, remember my dear friends that patients are waiting for you. They are waiting for the round of a senior doctor. Why? Because they want to narrate them what is happening to their physical condition. And similarly, here also, when a child comes from a school or a college from anywhere else, he is much interested. He wants to talk to the mother, parents, friends. And if you are not interested, you are in a different mood, no, not today, tomorrow, that means you are discouraging him. Your body language is very important. Whether you can be, you can be approached or not. People can come to you in a very gentle way, they can speak their doubts to you, hoping that you will give them certain solution and you will not discard them. A number of points in body language will not, but eye contact, listening to them, gentle mood, all these things are very important. Examples: sitting forward, eye contact, nodding head, open-ended questions. There are number of types of questions, but two types are very important: open-ended and close-ended. if you want to get certain information from anyone including patient, the question should be open ended, like what happened after that. Now naturally when I say what happened after that, he has got a time and words and sentences to elaborate on that particular condition, and this is what has happened. Who was there? What did they do? How did that work? So this is what open ended. Now it is up to the receiver to answer your question, and I am certain that receiver will not just say yes or no, no, because it is open ended and the receiver is knowledgeable, he is interested in disclosing the information, he will give you much more information. Repeat content. When you repeat content, automatically it establishes that you know something about that subject, number one. And number two, when you repeat content, even this opposite party comes to know that you know about it and he is interested. So how do you repeat the content? So what I hear you saying, you said something, this, now tell me more, this is what I heard from a different source. Now I want to hear it from you. This is how you establish the contact. Acknowledge feelings. In a patient doctor scenario, whatever a patient says is a gospel truth. He is talking about, he is not fake, he is not cheating you, he does not want to cheat you. He is telling you truth about his physical condition. So you take him as such, his words are gospel truth and they should be used, they should be believed as such. Acknowledge feeling, like you are feeling such, yes, I do agree, this is what happens in this particular disease. It makes you feeling like that, yes, I know, I also had the same experience, yeah, the others had the same experience. So you acknowledge, be in the agreement what a patient is talking about his or her condition. Do not judge, don't be judgmental. And in any case, we are not a justice, we are not a God to judge upon something, what is happening around. Do not judge, just take the information what you receive in a very cordial manner, truthful manner, and take it as such and act upon it medically. Trying it out. How do you try it out? Yesterday also I told you, you can try it out. 3 friends together, 3 family members together, one becomes a listener, another becomes a speaker, and third becomes the observer. Listener try and thinks about the points he observes about active listening. A speaker, he thinks about the success he has achieved as an experience in matters of talking. An observer make note of active listening skills being used and feedback. It's a very good way of learning it and it is worth doing it. I mean, so it will take hardly about 10 minutes. So I request all of you, just practice this, get together 3 friends, designate them as speaker, listener and observer, and select a particular theme or a subject, and just it's an exercise of 10 minutes, even less than that. Try it out, gentlemen, that will make you a good listener. Active listening, body language, repeat content, do not judge, open-ended questions, acknowledge feelings, and be quiet, do not interrupt. So again, my question to you is, did you listen this lecture properly? Were you an active listener or not? Judge yourself. Last time I said do not judge others, but now I am asking you, judge yourself correctly whether you are a good listener or not. Thank you, dear friends, and thank you. I'll just take it that you are good listeners. Thanks.